Hi there. Figured I'd try some more of these PlayStation 2 titles upscaled to 1080p, and also try one of these Need for Speed games on the PlayStation 3 emulator just to compare. And I must say, by the glitches and by the graphical aberrations that happen on screen, it sure isn't a replacement for the original game experience yet. But it's getting there, and I find it amazing that stuff like emulation exists. Let's check out some of the Need for Speed games that I also tried out. Alright, Need for Speed Carbon. And it's upscaled, hopefully well. It is now dumping an index file. And then it starts to boot. So it's running at 1080p with all sorts of patches to prevent artifacting and stuff. And I think this actually is not even widescreen, but I could perhaps change that around. Now with these games, you really have to be careful with copyright, audio copyright. No alias. Of course, let's do lacto. Lacto, done. Autosave. Now with upscaling, you do need to take care of certain artifacting that can occur. Let me see. Options. Video. Widescreen on. Done. Look at that. Yes. Okay. And let's go to Quick Race. Or perhaps the Challenge series. Those are fun. Canyon Duel. Automatic. These actually I discovered first in that other Need for Speed Most Wanted. So you do have these little shadow lines. But this is captured with a GTX 1660 Ti graphics card. And this does look quite amazing. Okay, so it's actually possible to to exit the road. Not exit the road, please don't. This is quite tough, actually. Of course, all sorts of lighting effects that are pretty common these days weren't implemented back then. So environmental mapping wasn't there. Don't think I'll be able to take the damn thing. But these games do upscale rather nicely, don't they? So you are seeing some artifacting. That's because of the bloom effect that probably is used. I could actually run the same sequence with the software renderer. Perhaps I will. But it might be very slow, but that's actually the most accurate rendering that could be. Again. Let's restart and see what happens if I turn on software rendering. It might actually be a lot slower. Yeah, it's too slow. This game uses a lot of... I could actually see how many render threads I've allocated. Software rendering settings, software, why not do 12? Okay. Go. Yeah, it does fix features, but this is just going way too slow. It's still going slow. Isn't there a reset or something? Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, Need for Speed Most Wanted. Oh, well, I still actually may be confined to software rendering. Oh, we'll see. Oh yeah, still is. Video, plugin settings. 16, is that the maximum? I think it is. Okay, so let's check out the software renderer. And I do think I need to change the screen settings, so Lecto. options, video, widescreen on, back. No, and I need to accept, so that's that. Back. Don't think this is actually running full speed. No, it's not. Challenge series. Pursuit length. Let's do that. Launch this event. Auto. So there's blocks, but it is running full speed. It was running full speed. Okay, let's go to the configuration video, plugin settings, and do direct 3 native. Okay, so let's see if that actually so it does use some sort of weird bloom effect that actually has been implemented better, but still check if OpenGL actually works better, but I'm not sure if the capture will allow that. Oh. Okay, Need for Speed most wanted. Because OpenGL sort of was the main developing platform for PCSX2. But it performs slower than it does perform slower than DirectX D3D. So hopefully it's reading the memory card, loading data. Look at it. So this is OpenGL, and it really is a lot slower than Direct 3D. It really is a lot. So challenge series. I launched this event also. Now this game, Need for Speed Most Wanted, it's available in many forms with many titles. Now this used to be a pretty buggy game to run, and it still looks a bit weird because of the bloom effect, but well, let's run through that. It'll hopefully crush some cars. Of course, the whole setting is rather questionable. actually fun that you can hear the so I probably should go to one of these circles, so that's a safe haven. So that's pretty cool. Need for Speed Pro Street. Yeah, I was a big fan of racing games back on the PlayStation 2, and they were pretty cool. I mean, if anything, the PlayStation 2 was pretty good for racing games. Sipping some. So it's decompressing a GZ compressed image that I created. So booting up first time is a bit slower. This is a much newer game, I believe. So let me see. 2007. No, it's actually older. Hopefully I'll be able to create a new alias. Hopefully I'll be able to set the widescreen also. The PlayStation 2 has an option to set widescreen in the BIOS. Casual. So there are slight artifacts along the edges of the letters used, which disappear if you just run the game at 1x resolution, even with the DirectX shaders. That actually looks pretty cool. Options, interface, no, controls, no, gameplay, autosave audio, main menu. Race day doesn't seem to offer. It doesn't seem to offer widescreen support. Oh well. Define race events. Accept. Back. Just. Oh gosh. Yep. Oh, I have to define it. Add racing events, select, add event, speed challenge, save the race day, sure. So you basically get to define your racing day play. Oh, that's pretty cool. Did it jump to widescreen? I did set it in the BIOS, I believe. Yeah, but these were the days that a lot of people were still sporting 4:3 aspect ratio TVs, CRTs. Widescreens weren't as prominent. Race. Yeah. It's really weird how these racing games always have these hierarchical menus. It's just always, you know, going back and forth, flipping through manuals, or manuals flipping through pages of Now this is an older game, and you can see that it's still quite amazing. This actually does 60 frames per second. but it does update rather, how do you say that? It's a mess, isn't it? Let me see. Can I reverse? I can't. Oh well. Need for Speed Undercover. I just captured all my game discs to PC, which is rather easy to do if you have a Blu-ray or a DVD player, optical drive still in your system. And I do have at least 2 of my systems. I have optical drives. So Need for Speed Undercover. I'm not sure what year this was. It's all a blur when it comes to Need for Speed games. That's the new logo though. So it could be newer than 2010, but I'm not sure. Need for Speed Under 2008. No. I believe this also was out on the GameCube. So the menus are pretty much very similar across the various games. Like to, yeah. So let's see if I can do options. Video, that looks promising. Widescreen on. Yep, that's gameplay. Nope, just go do a quick race or something like that. What was appealing to me probably was the fact that it had good music. Sprint circuit, toll booth, time circuit, sprint circuit, toll booth. Yeah, let's do the toll booth. And let's see what cars. Camaro. Oh, cool. I just love these old cars. Mitsubishi Eclipse. Why not? I'm just a big fan of cars, so I mean, I don't know all the ins and outs of cars, but I do love driving and I do love cars. So this looks rather nice as well. So let's do a toll booth. So there's some reflections on the wet asphalt. Now, of course, I'm driving against the traffic. Oops. Now, of course, all trees are very similar models. There's the first toll booth. And I do I have nitro or something like that? I do have nitrous. Bonus. So this really looks very nice. What the PlayStation did have going for it is that a lot of the games, whoops, I crashed into a toll booth, too slow, restart, let's do it again. What a lot of these games had going for it was the use of reflections and all sorts of nifty the lighting effects and stuff. The Emotion engine took care of that, and it really looks very nice. Even that, you know, that smoke that you just saw coming out of the chimney. So let's hurry up, as it was a bit slow. Oh, bloody hell. So hurry. Oh, okay, I did get a time bonus. There's probably some sort of time portals. Let's break. Close call. And yes. You really have to pace yourself here because it's not going very well, is it? 2, 1, oh my god. Yeah. So there are some weird artifacts like these green bars at the top left of the screen. So it's not perfect yet. Need for Speed Underground. Those I played a ton. I guess this is the first time I run this too. This really was the first time I saw this, you know, with the reflections and the nighttime driving. It really was pretty awesome. Challenge everything. So let's turn down the volume of these music tracks. Like a profile, load profile. Do I have a profile? No profile. Cancel. Options. Display. No, it doesn't seem to be a widescreen option. That's a shame. Quick race. Circuit. It might be that only certain releases actually had Mazda had that option. Mazda Underground, well, why not? Auto. It could be that this is the PAL release, I believe, so that may have shipped without a widescreen option. Not sure. Not all games supported widescreen, so select option. I'm waiting for something that I'm not supposed to wait for. Need for Speed Underground. Yeah, I really don't care that much for these multipliers and these enhancements, these visual enhancements of the cars and stuff. You know, I just want to race. That's basically what I wanted to do. So this does run quite a fair bit slower than some of the other games. It's still running full speed, but I don't think this was a 60 frames per second game on the PlayStation. There's a lot of stuff happening, you know, a lot of lighting effects, there's fog, there's reflections. Going through the garage always was a cool thing to do. So it really, yeah, and the bloom effect, of course, that was overused in the early 2000s, but yeah, I guess the PlayStation really had to work pretty hard A lot of the games you can actually switch to software mode if there's any graphical things going on that you don't like. But these games, these Need for Speed games, even if you have a ton of threads available, they still require a lot of processing power to use because, well, these games are rather intense. Let's actually switch over to. Oh, this actually works pretty well. So this actually basically is what Need for Speed looks like on the original console. Oh. It's a bit of a blocky affair on this screen right now. But as you can see, a lot of these effects, they really are still there if you enhance the resolution like this. Pretty decent racing action, and I think it still looks pretty decent. I mean, yeah, sure, people just won't appreciate this as much on a LCD screen HD TV, but if you look at this on a CRT, you know, all these jaggies, all these blocky things, they just disappear and they just mash into something that is just very nice looking. And I think it has to do with the fact that you know, the subpixels or the information even between two adjacent pixels actually brings some extra information. But yeah, I mean, great looking game. Let's check out Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, Need for Speed Underground 2. That's actually the latest, the last game I will check out on the PlayStation 2 here. I haven't run this before on this system. Played this a lot on the original system. I'm very curious how it looks 1080p. Checking memory card. Probably will have to create another alias, which I will do. Hi, I'm Mia. Oh no, that's from Need for Speed. Need for Speed Underground. I'm Mia. I love these little clips. Oh, that was some grainy video. Worked well on a CRT, but it just didn't work. That just doesn't work on. So yeah, that Snoop Dogg message on the screen, it interfered with the GUI of the game, which should never be happening, I guess. Let's see if I can do customize profile manager options, audio, video, widescreen on. Yes, that was the way to roll, wasn't it? Let me see, can I? Yes. Yes. Okay, let's do a quick race. Circuit, sprint, circuit, why not? Resort loop, outer ring. I guess the resort loop will probably be best. It's the city center. It's in Mazda. Let's check out check out a Mazda. Yeah, sure. Mazda. Oh, wait. Mazda MX. Oh, I can't select all cars, stock cars, old cars. I'm only capable of selecting a default Mazda. So the cool thing about these Need for Speed games is that they pretty much control identically across the board. Now I played these a ton on PC as well, and on GameCube. So this actually is one of these fog lines that you actually saw appear. So not everything is, you know, as well emulated as you want to. Curious if I turn on. No, so this actually is also not very. So this is the original graphics, and this is with 3D enhancements. And as you can see, not many lines are used to make an arc in the road, pretty coarse, but a lot of it is being distracted by that because of the nice reflections, even some sort of faux environmental mapping on your car. And these cars just glide along. It's just amazing. And of course it's nothing like driving a real car, which I do like. You know, I love, oh, this is very nice. I love these simulations also, but there's nothing like an arcade racer. So these are my opponents, I guess. Will I be able to overtake them? Yes. Now, I guess when you upscale the graphics, the resolution, it really does that for the polygons. But as the PlayStation's textures used are actually very nice. A lot nicer than you would think when you look at the original resolution. A lot of the finesses are wasted, so it's the textures are much more enhanced than, you know, the PlayStation's resolution allows. So is that because they use similar assets across the board, you know, like they created the same assets for the PC, which obviously had a higher resolution, or did they just use the same assets, or was there actually in the plans a way to perhaps run this at much higher resolutions at some point? I mean, you can hack the PlayStation into running games at 1080p actually with freemade boot. The graphics engine actually sometimes is capable of doing that, and I might actually give that a go on my PlayStation Slim with freemade boot to see if upscaled graphics like this actually is something that is possible. Oh, look, there's one of these fog lines again. Yeah, certain effects just aren't rendered properly yet. So there's this line where the fog basically ends or begins. Oops. I'm crashing into all sort of things. I'm not sure. I think this is a second lap. Yeah. Or a third lap even. Yeah, I'm talking so. But yeah, this really looks very nice. I mean, even with the artifacts that are present, I mean, it's not perfect yet. Perhaps I could take a look at one of these Need for Speed games on the PlayStation 3 emulator, because I have that on this system as well. But yeah, I mean, if you drive across the road for a bit, then you get a feel of the inertia, of the physics, and then you just are able to just zip along. And I always find this very relaxing, you know, just moving along some nice city scenery. So yeah, let's see if I'm able to have something like Need for Speed on the PlayStation 3. Need for Speed Undercover. Let's see if that works then. I think I think they are not compatible yet. But that may quickly change. So yeah, I mean, stick to your real hardware. Emulation, I mean, yeah, it's a way to preserve gameplay, but it is not perfect yet. As you can see. A lot of games are fine though, but not all. Is it a replacement? Well, it could be for some. I have in my game room I have a system that is dedicated to emulation, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Xbox, but it's not perfect. So, but I tend to want to use emulation just because I can tinker with it. Sometimes it gives you more insights in the original game, you know. Start button. I'm afraid to press start. Oh, installing. Oh wow. Yeah. With the advent of hard drives in the system, games started to install to the hard drive. Xbox original was one of those. PlayStation 3 for the PlayStation for the first time. I mean, the PlayStation 2 did have hard drive support. Some games used it, but mostly nowadays it's mostly used for. This looks really nice. It's mostly used for loading and installing games on the hard drive with help of third-party software. It's still compiling shaders, but they do it in a nice way. It doesn't really interfere that much with the graphics. Sometimes you can see graphics pop up though. As the I think it starts. Oh, this actually works. I think this starts with a high-speed chase or something like that, and then I'm asked to take control of that car. Probably, yeah, there it is. And I use the triggers for steering. Oh, this really runs, doesn't run full speed. It's supposed to run at 60 frames per second probably. And it's going up and down. Yeah, I think this also isn't supported as 100% playable, so that's why it's actually not running as full speed like a lot of the supported games are. It's really weird with this emulator. Either the games run pretty much perfect, and I mean dead perfect, or they run like crap or have many issues. Oh, I have to go through and just use some sort of, yeah, so, well, you know, Need for Speed, of course, best enjoyed natively on the machine it was intended for.